Hello everyone to my new Let's Look At It's a Wipe. It's a Wipe is an MMORPG sort of pseudo simulator. It gives you all the MMO goodness without actually being an MMO, and by MMO goodness, well, I'll explain a little bit later. First off is choosing your particular class, your character's class, because you are a character in the game. You are, playing an MMO, shall we say, so put your name, which is really like your username, whatever you normally use, which I don't really know why they ask for that, considering I don't believe it really matters in-game. They always refer to you by your character name, which is going to be Arkady this time. And then your guild name. Your guild name is, well, your character owns a guild, and you want to be the best guild on the server. So you want to pick something that's near and dear to your heart. This is one of my... This was my PvP guild. And I'm going to be a warrior, because I was a warrior slash paladin in that guild, though I was not a tank. There are quite a few different classes, they all do different things, and they all are needed for different encounters. Excuse me, I've only played this game a little bit because, well, I play an actual MMO, so I don't really want to try and play Guild Politics Simulator 2.0, which this game can be, which I'll get into again later. Choose your difficulty and your raid reset. I'd recommend daily, but you can do weekly if you want to relive those lockouts from Final Fantasy XIV like they are still. And this is just a short little tutorial boss. That is really all you need to know about the game, because the game plays exactly like this fight does. Though, obviously some encounters are different, because some encounters will kick your butt. And there is a morale system in place. If you get your butt kicked too many times in a row, people aren't going to be too happy about wasting their raid nights without getting any loot. So, tutorial boss. You know what all the classes do, hopefully you read it on the screen before. So the plan is tank and spank. Generally speaking, that's what stick with the plan means. Healers attack means as soon as they're done healing, they'll start attacking. Oh my god, heal means oh crap, there's a tank buster coming up. Keep the tanks up, pretty obvious stuff. You can focus your DPS from the raid, but the kicker is, not everybody will do exactly what you tell them when you tell them to do it. It's an MMO, folks. People go AFK, people have to use the bathroom, people start talking in the middle of a dungeon. It all happens. Thankfully, tanks pretty much instantly keep all aggro ever, because I don't control my character. All you do is you want to make sure you are a crucial spot in the raid generally. That's why I'm usually a tank when I play this, so I always have a tank for the raid, right? Because you can run out of people for your guild. If you tick off enough people, it's not an infinite amount of people on your server in-game, so you can really just put yourself into an unwinnable place if you are a ninja looter, if you just don't distribute loot very well, or if you guys just suck and die a lot, and people will not want to be part of your particular guild. They'll want to be on a more, better guild that can actually kill things. So keep that in mind. It's a politics simulator, but an MMO simulator, which is pretty much politics. Some bosses have add phases, some of them have two bosses, some of them have kill both bosses, I would imagine, at the same time mechanic. I haven't gotten that far yet, but I'm imagining there probably is. Because there's tank swaps, even said on the left, swap tanks, healer swaps, basically just, I can only imagine the kind of stuff they really went into. Like I said, I've only played this game for like an hour, because, well, it's kind of hard playing an actual MMO, playing other games, and then playing this on top of everything. But I will say this game is fun, and it does a pretty good, job at making you feel like you're playing an MMO. People will do stupid crap. Like right there, my character used the red potion. I have no idea why. We had a healer, perfectly good healer, sitting right there healing, but yeah, whatever. Only difference is the black mages, as you saw, do a frig ton of damage, but they take 3 turns to do it, so it's really up to you whether you want to use them or not. And you can basically recruit anyone you want into your guild, which we'll get into in another minute or so once this fight's done, which will be real soon. He runs off for an emergency bio. Too many hot pockets. Pay attention to that chat box on the top left. There are some really funny messages in there over the course of a battle. I believe one of them was sing-along, just goes on a story about the patch notes hoping that bards don't get nerfed. Things that might actually happen. Okay, so here's where you start distributing your loot. Don't do what I did and just go full-on pants-on head here. This is a melee DPS charm. Read right there, sword trinket, a melee DPS charm. I did not read that. I should have been giving it to Stabbington. I'm giving that to the bard. This is really to show you what you do not do. See, if you give a bard, of all things, a melee DPS trinket, most of the time, the actual melee DPS is going to be rather mad. So you can see how the politics really go into play here. Don't give it to the bard. Don't do that. 1, it hurts your, your raid DPS as a whole. 2, it ticks off the Stabbington like it did right there. And there's everybody's morale. The sing-along's real happy. He just got loot. He's happy as can be. He demands attention. That's not good. So you can see everybody's personality type if you hover over them. Some of them are loot whores, some of them are drama kings, drama queens. I mean, it's an MMO simulator, folks. You're gonna run into difficult people. After the tutorial, that's when the game really takes off and you are basically let go of the tricycle handlebars for you and just go have some fun. And at this point you can start recruiting for your guild, I think. We'll go into this really quickly before I call it a day. Yeah, these are all the things you can do. Take a raid, take the night off, recruit, spend the day chatting with, which I think ups their morale or ups their, the loyalty or whatever. Buy items, view guilds, whatever the hell. If you choose to go raid, I think you can... I don't think you have to attune anything. I think they cut that all out, because that'd just been boring as hell. Yeah, if you just hit raid, then you can see what you can do to unlock more things, which I guess is kind of gated, but not really. To unlock new adventures. And let me tell you, the second one's not that bad, but I'm not going to be doing that right now. If you want to recruit people, you can see what they are, what their personality types are like, all that stuff. And if you want to just spend the day chatting, you can do that as well. I wouldn't recommend doing it, but, I'm not exactly what you call a great guild leader, probably. Yeah, Stabbington's morale shouldn't be 81, it should be like 90 something, because I should have gave him the trinket, but I was stupid and didn't. Whoops, loot mistake. So if you don't have time to play an actual MMO, this is a solid alternative if you so wish it. Anyway, that's about it. As I said before, these are the leaderboard. We're at the very bottom because we only completed the tutorial. And this is sort of your single player, like, I want to be the best. That's when you know you're the best guild on the server. So, farewell everyone, until next time.